What's up, Fertility fam? How are you? Pull up, come through. We hit 10K. I wasn't going to come on tonight, but after the premiere, when you guys were saying, what are we doing to celebrate 10K? I was like, I don't know. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. This is our start. This is the start of our celebration. So, welcome. Thank you for coming. Yeah, we made it. We made it. Hopefully, you guys got to see the. First of all, can you guys hear me? I can't tell on here. Um, I'm in StreamYard, so I'm not quite sure. There we go. Hi, I am Queen Nami. How are you? Can you hear me? Thank you, Sarah Lee. I know we made it. Thanks to all of you. Yeah, couldn't have done it without you. All right, you can hear me. Thanks, Val. Hey, Sophia, how are you? I'm glad you made it to the premiere. I saw your note earlier, and then I was like, I hope she makes it. Hey, Melanie, thank you. Hey, Denisha, thank you. So I don't know what we're gonna do to celebrate. I hadn't even thought about it, but we're gonna start with this, and then we'll figure it out from here. That's what we're gonna do. Hey, Miss Danny. Hey, Shaw Wright. How's everybody doing? Happy Friday. We made it. Hey, Mimi. Thank you. You're still at work, Sophia? Oh my God, where do you work? What time do you get off? You don't have to tell me where you work. It's 9:15, but it's 9:15 on the, oh wait, I forgot I could do this. It's 9:15 on the East Coast. Oh, thank you, Anne. I love you too. Oh, thank you, Laura, because I cannot. Oh, I like this Jessica Rabbit outfit. Okay, sis. I'm still on my antibiotics. Today, I finished day 7. So, I still have 14 more days to go. Um, Thank you, Sheree. Oh, you're in California. Okay. Nice. So it's 6:15 there. Well, hopefully you get off soon. Just moved into our new house and I took a break to watch it. Oh my God, thank you. I'm a queen to me. That's nice. How is the new house? I hate unpacking. I hope you have help. I did TaskRabbit when I moved into here. I just had them all come and unpack the stuff. I'm not a fan of, I don't think anybody is a fan of it. But yeah. Thank you, Cinnamon G. Yay, we made it. Hey, Genesis. Hey, Boo Thing. How you doing, girl? How you doing? What's cracking? Um, no job. Yeah, team stay at home mom. Okay, well there you go. I want to be a stay at home mom. I need a sugar daddy though in order to do that. Um, hey, Christina. How are you? Although I will say I think the unpacking is better than the. Yes, it is, Sarah. I would agree with that. I also had somebody pack, but I would definitely agree with that in putting it away. But the thing is, like, I feel like unpacking. The only thing is you have to take everything out. Do you know what I mean? And like for the kitchen, for example, and put everything on the counter, and then decide where it goes. So that was like where I had to help the unpacker. Like I wasn't exactly sure, and I was like, oh, I thought you were gonna figure that out, like where do the pots go, where, you know what I mean? So then I feel like there's a big mess, and then you're like, you have all the tissue paper and the boxes and everything else. Oh, okay. Oh, that's good to know. I did not know that. Okay, Shar. So is it Sharissa? Am I saying it wrong? Is it Sharissa, Sunny, and not, because I think I say Karis on IG. Shar, right? I think it's probably Sharissa. um Oh my God. Okay, Sarah, you need a sugar daddy, but your husband disagrees. Tell him he's supposed to be the sugar daddy. Or did you need an additional partner? Oh, thank you, Genesis. I was supposed to be creating content earlier. Well, I vlogged today. I'm gonna have a weekend vlog for you guys, but I didn't get to any of that. Something happened at work, and then I was just like a little annoyed. Every time I move, I convince myself I need to be a minimalist. Oh my God, yes, me too. But it's not working. Mainly like my under TV situation. I gotta get that sorted out. Because you have to like not only be a minimalist, but also just because I want it to look minimalist, like figure out where to stick things, put things like Marie Kondo, where you have like containers and things. Like my bathroom is really good. My dresser drawers is really good. My closet could be better. My living room is atrocious. But I did get the ottoman, which I stored all my DVDs in and got rid of the chest. So I feel like that helped consolidate things. But I love the minimalist look. It's just also a minimalist mentality that I haven't quite gotten a grip on. Sarah, you always get rid of a bunch of stuff when you move, and then it exactly. I don't know if it even is accumulated. Well, I will say stuff has accumulated, not the same stuff, but like different stuff. Like lately, I've gotten into makeup, but again, it all fits into the bathroom, so I'm okay with that. But it's a lot. Mimi, you need a sugar daddy too? Oh, Sarah, you need an additional one. Oh yeah, it's like an exercise shirt. It's actually like half a shirt. I have my waist trainer on under there, but it's like this part. Yeah, it's a little exercise shirt. So it's Char is Sunny. My nickname is Sunflower Sunny. Oh, I like that. You're tall and yellow. Oh, I love that. That reminds me of Sunny on The View. Her real name isn't Sunny, but they also, I don't know if they say because she's yellow, but she's bright. Like, as in, like, glowing. You know what I mean? Yes, tall and yellow. I think she's tall, too. It might be because she's tall and yellow. I don't know. I just didn't invite people over because keeping my family alive is enough work than having my house together. Oh, yeah, there you go. Nobody comes over here. I mean, I moved here during COVID. I think I've had I've had 3 guests since I lived here. Hello, Andrea. How are you? It's good to see you, too. So we made it to 10,000. I'm so excited. We did it the other night. It was a little bit, I was thinking it wouldn't happen until the end of September, beginning of October, so I hadn't really planned anything. Thank you, Angie. So I was like, but I did, last night I DM'd the moderators to thank them for it, and I sent them a screenshot of hitting 10K. So it was all a dream, but it happened. We did it. So yes. It's crazy. Thank you, Alexandra. No, Andrea, what's going on with the Brian Laundrie case? Girl, Genesis, from your lips to God's ears. I just want a baby. I just want to be pregnant by Christmas. That's what my prayers are for. If you want to pray for the 5K, I'm not mad at you. Oh, hey there, Diva Kita. How are you? Thank you. I started to go live on Instagram tonight, and then Genesis was like, are you going to go live? And I figured I would do it here because we had the premiere earlier and people were asking me. But I usually do Friday night lives on IG. His girlfriend, Gabby, went missing. Oh, no. No, I didn't see that. What? Oh, no. Okay, I'll look it up when we get off of here. That's so crazy. So, did most of you guys see the premiere earlier? Did you hear the conversation with Dr. McConnell? And what we're going through? So, I'm not sure. If you haven't, I'll just catch you up really quick. And if you have, bear with me. So, I talked to Dr. McConnell. We went over the things on my list. One of them was, should I thaw my eggs and have them tested? The immunology test, looking at my uterine lining. And so, basically, at this point in time, we've already done the hysteroscopy. We've already done the high-res ultrasound of my uterus. We found from, and this video will come out next week, so I may private this live after we're done, so you guys are getting the scoop. And then after that other video post, I'll relaunch this live so people are not jumping in and out of the storyline. But I had the hysteroscopy last week. I got the results on Friday. And some of you guys know because you were in the other premiere chat with me. But I was diagnosed with endometritis, which is some sort of like a bacterial infection, basically. Not an infection, but a high accumulation of bacteria. So they put me on doxycycline. So I've taken that. I started it last Saturday. I've taken it for 7 days. I have to take it for 2 more weeks. And then, so that's a total of 3 weeks, right? So 21 days. And then I have to wait 3 more weeks. After that, the waiting 3 weeks, I go in for another biopsy. It has to be after cycle day 1. So wherever cycle day 1. Hey Sade, thank you. Um, so I decided to go live. I was telling Genesis, Sade, when I asked you and you said you weren't going live, because I usually do live on Fridays, on IG on Fridays. But since you're editing and posting, going live tomorrow, I'll wait because I have questions for you, ma'am. Thank you, Davina. Everybody is like trying to get to 5,000. Okay, by Christmas. Woo, that's a lot, y'all. That's a lot. You know how long it took us to get to 10? No, Shar, I am not sipping tonight because of the antibiotics. Yeah, the ones with the drinks are normally fun, are more fun. So I have some of them I've had to not post those too because we got a little silly. But I like the energy of the lives. Like I just feel like you guys are with me. Even though when we do the premieres, I like that too. But then I can kind of get the flow. I can kind of get the feel of like where everybody's head is, like their headspace. And so it's easier to kind of like tap into that than a recording because, you know. I just, it's more about me telling a story when I feel like in the recording or capturing my day where this is more interactive for me. Oh my God, I can't wait either, Andrea. Thank you. Alarming. Wait a minute. What is this? Dr. Alarming transfer is just kind of an overcautious nitpicker. I feel like she was saying that too, but he didn't need to say the quiet part out loud. Do you know what I'm saying? When he was like, first he's like, oh, I think there's a fibroid. Then I'm like, I don't have a fibroid. Or I'm not aware of having a fibroid. And then he was like, it's not going to impact the transfer. Then why are we talking about it? I feel like his mental checklist that he was going through, he was saying out loud. And it was just like, but the good news is, so since then, and again, I'm definitely going to private this video now. Since then, the doctor called me. She followed up and she said there was a bit of a scuttlebutt. So he didn't know. He was in the room when I did my hysteroscopy, but he hadn't gotten the feedback yet. Then she called me the next day and said, like, as an organization, they've apologized to me and they're guaranteeing no matter what they have to do to her schedule that she will do my next transfer. So I won't have to be in the room with Dr. Foreman again. Just because, and I feel like that's good because when I talked to the reproductive immunologist, Dr. Thornton, who went to university with Dr. McConnell, he said, just have Rachel do your transfer. You'll get knocked up. Because I had told him she hadn't been able, the way the schedules had worked out, she hadn't been able to do, like, not one of the 4. And so he was like, just have Rachel. So I was like, and I told her that when she called me. And we both had a little cackle. Not endometriosis, Andrea, endometritis. They don't know. I was speculating that I believe after I had the biopsy, I was taking a bath every day. I believe that caused it. Like this time when I had, or this time I'm pointing to last week, like that's Wednesday. When I had the hysteroscopy last week, they told me not to take baths, but they didn't tell me that for the biopsy. So I asked Katrina, and she was like, oh, she kind of waffled about it. Because she said it's more important not to bathe after the hysteroscopy because the cervix is open for so long. Like it was a 15 to 17 minute procedure, whereas the biopsy was maybe 3 minutes with my cervix open. So she said it was like more related to that. But, I mean, you can develop it at any time. There's some sort of bacterial imbalance inside of the uterus, which is where the endometritis comes from. Which someone on IG was asking about that because they were like, didn't they just test you for it in May? And they did, but so I've developed it since then. And that's why I was saying it probably happened after that. Because I was like a little annoyed that they were like, after I had my procedure, he was like, oh, we already biopsied you and we're going to test it for this. And I was like, well, I was already tested for that. And he explained like, you could get it at any time. So, but the doxycycline is meant to knock it out. And so that's 21 days, right? So that's just like, what do you call it? It's not antibiotics. I was going to say antibacterial. That's hand wash. It's antibiotics. And so, like, endometriosis is not cured by antibiotics. I think so too, Miss Danny, right? I think that is going to be my take home, baby. I feel like everything is lining up. And I feel like we've already found out 2 things. So the endometritis, which we're treating me for, which is we'll have a biopsy 3 weeks after I stop the meds, and hopefully it's clear. If not, we have to figure out I need a higher dose of doxy, or do we need to do something else? And then the scar tissue that they fixed in the hysteroscopy. Oh my god, hysteroscopy. The scar tissue that they fixed. Between those two, and we're gonna do the Medrol starting on cycle day 2 or 3 whenever I start my S-trace or estradiol. And no, I think the brand is S-trace, right? So those, like, all, those 3 things are already different, and then whatever else happens. Because I feel like in this instance, and I know I said it before, of like, it frightens me when we like change too many things at once so we don't have a control. But I feel like if we have data to support each of these changes, then I feel confident going into it. And I feel like, I don't know, it just makes me feel better. No baths during IVF is what I was told. They said baths. Right. Exactly, Genesis. And so that's what I think I did, is with when I was still open after the biopsy that I introduced infection. And for my first 3 transfers, I forgot that, and I'm sure I took baths during those first 3 transfers. So that obviously was not good either. The 4th, my last transfer, is when I remembered, because I went to the different acupuncturists right after, and then she was reminding me, and I was like, oh my God. And obviously I'm grateful for that, but then I just flash back to, like, because I take baths every day, so I know, like, I would have a memory of, oh, if during that cycle I took a shower every day. I take baths every day. So I messed up. But yeah, that's in the past. We're going to move forward. It's all lining up. Hey, Elizabeth, are you getting out here? Just got done. Oh, you did? Okay. So you're just coming in. So you're caught up with what happened with Dr. McConnell. It doesn't come from the procedure that I had, but the procedure makes me more susceptible to bacterial infection, if that makes sense, because they're opening up my cervix. And they didn't call it an infection, they called it an imbalance. So, I don't know. So basically the antibiotics are going to wipe out everything. So I've been taking, meaning the good and the bad bacteria, so that there's not a balance issue. But I've been taking probiotic drink, and I've been having yogurt. And some of the ladies on IG were telling me about Fluorstat, so I ordered that. It's coming on Sunday. So it'll be in a vlog eventually. Yes, Sade. Name it and claim it, sis. Name it and claim it. Hey, Red Blonde Chick. I hope they do a last look saline sonogram at your uterus. So I just had a hysteroscopy. Jonea, how are you? I just had a hysteroscopy. So they looked at which is a step more intense than the saline sonogram. And that's so, I don't know if you caught my other live. So they found scar tissue and a divot around the scar tissue. So they basically, I keep saying filing, that's not the right word. Hopefully they weren't filing in my uterus, but that's how I imagine it. Like, they sanded it down, but they flattened it, basically contoured. I don't know what it's called. And then they did a biopsy, and they found out that I had endometritis. So they put me on antibiotics for 21 days for that. So yes, and I had a high-res ultrasound. So I'm not sure if you saw today's video. Like, she ordered it, and I had that earlier this week, the high-res ultrasound. Which, interestingly enough, they found a wee tiny fibroid now, which I'm like, I would think it was suspicious, except it was a totally different lady who did my ultrasound. But I was like, okay, but it's like 1.7 by 1.6 by 2 centimeters. So maybe he did see a fibroid during my transfer. I don't care. If it didn't affect the transfer, I just wish he wouldn't have told me. Scraping. See, that makes it even scarier, Sade. Scraping? Now that just sounds like they're just, I don't know. Whatever they did, they smoothed it out. Whether it's scraping, filing. Oh, wait, what did you say, Andrea? I have my appointment coming up soon with my OBGYN, and I hope she has some answers to me as well. I'm not getting pregnant. What kind of test has she run on you? Like, what test did she run on you, Andrea, to be giving you answers? Take home twins. I feel it would be an awesome. Oh my God, that would be so awesome. Can you imagine? That is my dream, is twins. But only if God says it's okay, because I'm not playing with Mother Nature like that. Oh, you had your IUD taken out in November, and after that my periods were normal until May, and since May I haven't had. Oh wow, okay. So did she already run blood work on you to see like what's going on? Did they do like progesterone or FSH or? Although I hear like IUD can stall periods, just like birth control, coming off of it. Yes, Danny, twins would be amazing. Everybody's saying yes for the twins. um, Full first day of cycle was I'm planning to take Femara for IUI. And I think you said something about you had to bleed before at my clinic. Yes, Laura. So just check with them. They usually want you to start on cycle day 1, which they define as the first full day of bleeding. So for us, I think it's 3, it might be 4. But after a certain time, if you start bleeding, that's not considered cycle day 1. It's the next day where you have a full day that they count as cycle day 1. So like, say for example, if you have light bleeding at 6 o'clock on a Monday and you call in on Tuesday and say cycle day was on Monday, they wouldn't want you to come in Wednesday like for cycle day 2, because it's not technically a cycle day 2, and it just impacts like your FSH, the follicle stimulating hormone, which is going to determine if they will medicate you or not, right? If your FSH is too high, it indicates you're not going to respond. So you just want to get that timing right. Oh my God, yes. Oh, you wanted twins too, Sophia? Yes. I haven't always wanted them because I have twin sisters, Lisa and Leslie, and that twin thing can be a little annoying. But as I've gotten older, I respect it. And they're like super close. Even when they argue, they're super close. So I just think it's cute, especially because I want the children to have siblings no matter what, whether I have to have 2 separate pregnancies or not. But I think then there's an even extra bond with them being twins. So, who was the twins that I told you guys about who got pregnant at the same time? It starts with an M. One sister is a lesbian, the other one is not. And her wife could not carry, her wife Erica. Why can't I think of the wife's name? Because Erica's my sister's name. McClinton, something like that. But yeah, and they were like as adults living together, and the one sister who had the wife Erica, they were living with the other sister. And when the other sister wanted to move out to live with the father of her children, the other one broke down and was like, how could you leave me? I thought we were going to be together. So they're like unusually close, but my own sisters are like that too. They're not twins. The dogs are not twins. They are from 2 separate litters, Alexandra. One is Justice was born on May 8th and Liberty was born on May 13th. I got them. Mackenzie. Thank you, Sophia. The Mackenzie twins. Yeah. They're super close. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's either Mackenzie or McKinney. One of the, yes. And they both had boys. They were both due on the same date. They were on that show, Courtney Cox's show. I think 9 months, I think is what it's called. A boy and a girl twin wouldn't be so annoying. Yes, Cinnamon. But because I'm only transferring one embryo, they'd be same-sex twins because we'd be looking at a split embryo. But yeah, a boy and a girl would be cute. And then everything would be knocked out, right? I got one of each. I wish twins on everything. Because it's so ghetto. Twins give you such a different level of crazy, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Oh my God. Oh yeah, everybody's saying Mackenzie twins. Okay. Hey Sandra, how are you? Thank you. Thanks TK. How are you? Oh, look at Sade. Okay, let's get our twins. Do you guys watch the Grimwade family? I think they're on number 7 now. She thought she had She had 2 vanishing twin pregnancies of her 7 pregnancies, and they thought they were gonna have this time. They just had like their they're in the UK. I want to say it might have been their 20-week scan. Anyway, she's only having 1, but I like them as a family too. I watch so much YouTube. I hardly ever watch regular TV, which is bad because I work in television. I mean, I watch it at work while I have to, but like during the day, I watch it. But identical twins, no birthmarks. I would live to. Oh my God, no birthmarks? Is that true? Identical twins don't have birthmarks? I never heard of that. Yeah, they would have to be identical because they would be splitting. I don't know how to inbox you on YouTube, Tatiana. Oh, thank you, Laura. Truth bombs dropping out Liberty and Justice. I'm a couple days into retrieval day 6. Oh, why do you think you might need it? I was like, don't, I wouldn't, I would do it if you think it'll help. Why not? And smiling and happy, she needs a long, huge, wait. Who is nuts? You talking about the Grimway family wife? Who? I can't think of anybody else who's pregnant again. Hey, Gannett, how are you? Oh, yay. Okay, good luck for your ERA. I'm excited for you. Oh, my God. It's the worst, too, waiting on a cycle to start, because it's like, it's the dreaded flow, unless you're doing, like, some sort of medicated cycle or, like, some kind of timing, then you want it to hurry up and get there. Other than that, we're dreading it. I know, at least when I was doing IUIs, I would be like, oh, my God, please don't come. Yes, everybody. We are definitely keeping Sandra TTC in our prayers with her twins. It's her second set of twins. And this time it's girls. Her first set of twins were boys. I've been keeping up on the videos. Yeah. Everything is going okay, though, right? I know they consider you high risk, but I feel like everything seems to be going okay. And they definitely are, like, thriving. You know what I mean? And you said there was no, what is it? Twin-to-twin transfusion suspected in the last video. I think that was the last video I saw. So we'll pray that it continues going well for you, Sandra. What is next on your journey as YouTuber SBM? Oh, that is a good question. I don't know. Getting pregnant? That's next on my journey, getting pregnant. The British mom, she is happy as hell. I laid in the forest preserve in the rain about number 6. She's amazing to do this again. Oh, yeah, she's good. Now I can, Ella, I think, or L, something. All of their kids are gorgeous, well-mannered, smart. And I love that that Hezi got a brother finally. I think there's a total of 3 boys now. And the littlest one is like oh my God, how am I saying this right? The second to the youngest he plays soccer with his big brother. I just love them. Yes, exactly. These big family YouTube moms remind me every day that I still have more marbles. Like, oh my God. Yes. Oh my God. I don't know how the YouTube moms do it. I guess if you're only doing YouTube and raising your kids, that's easier, but I couldn't see myself doing it like with a full-time job and raising kids and YouTube, and it's the editing that takes so long, especially for the vlogs. So TK, I am not sure where, I think my immediate next steps are getting pregnant, and then I have to figure out, do I post pregnancy updates on this channel? Do I put it on? I think I want to leave it all on this one, but I also know that can be triggering for people still trying, so I'm not sure exactly how it will unfold. Although, like, I feel like when E. Grinks got pregnant, like, hers was solely a TTC journey. I rooted for her. It just depends. Like, yeah, it just depends. But I'm open to suggestions if you have any ideas for me. Sandra is having twins, and I don't know if they have their own sac. Miss Danny says she'd lose all her marbles. Yes. And TK is praying for you every day too, Sandra. The TLC Black family, the Doricos, they have 14. See, they're on TLC. If they come over to YouTube, I'll see them. I haven't heard about them. 14 multiples, meaning they have 28 kids, or they had 7 pregnancies and all of them were, or do they have some triplets, some quadruplets? That's crazy. Was it natural Genesis, or was it like some Octomom stuff? Regular OB was doing a pap smear and randomly mentioned that I should get one when the time comes. She recommended Seema Gupta. I guess I just have a specialist fatigue. Okay. I'm a fan of specialists, girl. But I'm one of those people that enjoys going to the doctor. Like, I don't, I want to know everything. Tell me everything, what's working, what's not working. Which is, I've found, I didn't know some people didn't have a tolerance for that. Like, when people are like, oh, I can't give any more blood. Like, I was scared the day that I had to do the blood work for the immunologist. But once I sat down, I was fine. I was afraid of, like, I couldn't read the paperwork and, like, how much it is. But I love all of that because I feel like it gives more data. Do you know what I mean? It can see what I can't see and tell me what I don't know. So, yeah. And I think there's a reason why maternal fetal medicine doctors exist above and beyond OBs. But if you don't, if they're just suggesting it and you're not demonstrating any high risk, Alexandra, you don't have to do it. Like, you got to do it makes you comfortable. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be stressed out about just going to see the MFM. In my opinion. In a perfect world, I'd love to have 4 more kids. Once the fertility floodgates open, I'm going to keep having more if the Lord allows. I know that's right, girl. I don't know if I could keep up with 4 more. I'm going to be good with 2, maybe 3. Baby. Oh, look at it. Child, I want 4, and even that's okay. Wow. I mean, I'm not mad at you. If I would have had them younger, I might have been able to handle 4. But, you know, we are where we are at this moment. And the Lord may end up blessing me with 4. I don't know. We'll see. I've done all this begging and crying for this long. Whatever he gives me, I'm sure going to take it. I will not question it. Oh, okay, Christina. I will definitely. I've been thinking about that too, because I'm like, so many people, especially because my journey's been so long, so many people have been on the journey with me, like they'll want to know in the same location where they found out. But yeah. Oh, thank you, Mimi. Suppression ultrasound, they saw assist. Unfortunately, assist was producing estrogen. Oh no, that sucks. I'm sorry. Is that your first canceled one? After I had one canceled cycle, what they did is they put me on Cetrotide in the cycle before, in the luteal phase, like the last 7 days. So like cycle day, I don't know, let's say 14 to 28. They gave me Cetrotide, which helped lower the estrogen going in. So yeah. But I guess not all cysts are producing estrogen, but yours was particularly high. I'm sorry. Hopefully the next one, everything will go as planned. Hey, Mika Meek, how goes it? My cousin Lamont, who lives in Nigeria, calls me Mika Mika. It's a long story. My nickname back home is Mika because his sister couldn't pronounce Tanika with an N. So they call me Mika. And then when I was little, because I'm the oldest of the sisters. I say that because my cousin is the aunt's daughter. I'm making it worse. Anyway, she couldn't say Tanika. She only said Mika. And so her brother calls me Mika Mika. And whenever my aunts were dating new boyfriends, they were confused. Rightfully so. Do you think it's triggering when someone gets pregnant naturally after IVF? Not for me, it's not, because I know I can't get pregnant naturally, mainly because there's no penis and no sperm at my house. So it's not triggering for me, but I could see how that could be triggering for other people. There's so much trauma that we have, and sometimes we haven't even dealt with it. It's hard to know what will trigger until it does, and then we have that memory of like, okay, that's triggering, and we try to avoid it going forward. Sandra, you have not watched my video, ma'am. I'm not going to tell you it's in the video. It's in today's video. Hey, Tanya and Ann, how are you? Oh, wow, that's awesome. Okay. Wait, Mimi, which one is a natural pregnancy? Now I'm all sidetracked. Someone has a natural pregnancy? Let me go back. That I don't know. I meet all the pre-dip plus We'll start with IUI, which only adds to my chances. You have 4 sets of twin aunts. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I'm high risk for twins too. That's why I said I'm not gonna intentionally do it. Like I'm not gonna put 2 embryos in, but if that's what God chooses for me, I'm gonna accept it. Um yes, ma'am. There's no way I'm getting naturally pregnant with no penis and no sperm. I mean, I guess I could ship some sperm here, but I tried that already. Thank you, Aisha. Thank you, LLP Cheyenne. Thanks for your help. You and Mrs. Living in Hope. I couldn't have done it without you. See you guys what the thumbs up does. It's so I appreciate everybody who's giving me a thumbs up. If you haven't done it for this video, please give me a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing. It helps me a lot. I appreciate you. I did immunology tests in 2020, natural killer cells and other immunology issues. Steroids were recommended. Apparently the NK attack and terminates pregnancy. Oh, interesting. I hope it's something like that. I mean, not that I would want to have it, but I hope that that's it. Because I don't know, it would just be a relief. It would just be a relief. I will tell you, Sandra, before you watch the other video, Dr. McConnell did say that it's not likely the embryos after 4 embryos. She said it would be highly, highly unlikely for such young donors with no fertility issues to have 4 aneuploidy. So that is part of the strategy. So we're waiting to get the results back from the immunology. So they already know they're going to put me on corticosteroids, right? From cycle day 3 when I start the estrogen. We're addressing the endometritis right now with the doxycycline. We're going to do another biopsy to confirm. And then they did, what do I want to say? Revisionist scraping on my uterus where there was a scar, where there was scar tissue and divots to flatten it out. I think I probably have it on my phone. I can show you guys really fast. Let's see if I can find it fast. If anybody's squeamish or doesn't want to see the inside of my uterus, we won't be offended if you have to leave now. We understand. Or just go get a cup of coffee if the inside of a uterus is going to trigger anything for you. Because I'm about to pop it up. I think I am. Look, I talked all that smack. Now I can't find it. Oh my goodness. I take so many pictures. And I've been, what do you call it? Vlogging on my phone. Oh, here we go. Oh my God. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. Okay. Everybody had their trigger warning. Hey, Oda Chef, how are you? Okay, so, oh, now am I going to remember? Hopefully you guys will be able to see it because I have the light on over there. Okay, I'll do a tilt. So basically, whoa, this side right here, oh my God, I can't control my finger. This is where, let me do it this way. Oh my God. I'm seeing it in reverse, sorry. You see that white stripe right there between those 2 little round things? That was the scar tissue. And then this over here, there's that light, is the after. So they scraped it. We're going to use Sade's word. They scraped it, and now it's flattened because they said that also could have been impacting implantation. So we're trying to address everything that it could be, but I think there might be something with the rejection, especially because I had implantation on the very first cycle when my progesterone was off, which that was like fresh after all the tests, right? Like all the tests that I had done in November and December. So I'll say it was my like uterus was the most pristine, but we didn't have the progesterone right. So then we did the biopsy. And sometime after the biopsy until my hysteroscopy, oh my God, hysteroscopy, I developed endometritis. So I had some exposure to bacteria vaginally. Hey, my beautiful chaos. How are you? Thank you. Exciting. I'm excited that we made it. I appreciate you guys. So, yeah. Was undecided to take the immunology test, but happy that I got exactly. It's a lot of blood vials though, Elizabeth. That can be a little bit intimidating, but I felt like, okay, there could be answers in these vials, or these vials could lead me to answers, so that was good. But 3 different days I had to go in for blood work. and one I had to go to New Jersey. It ended up costing me $199 to get to the doctor, to the lab in Jersey, because I put in the wrong city. I can't even remember. I think, oh, I know. I put in Edge Water instead of Inglewood on accident, just the way I put it in the Lyft app. And I was like, oh my God, so crazy. Hey, yes, welcome, welcome. I have had a balloon catheter. Why do you ask, Vicky? Are you getting one? Have I talked to Cheyenne about this journey? How does she feel about your choice? My kids told me later they felt less than. I have talked to Cheyenne about this journey. She is very, what is the word? I think she worries about my heart, but she's very enthusiastic to be a big sister again, because she already has siblings from her dad. But I think, I mean, Cheyenne is an adult, so I don't know that she would necessarily compare herself to the child. Like, maybe your children feel less than, like, they feel like maybe they weren't good enough because you were like, I don't know. I'm now projecting. I don't want to cause any other trauma. I'm projecting on like my feelings about my dad and his new families, because he had multiple. But I don't know. But Cheyenne is like very accepting, very supportive. Has offered to help. Like, she and Francis did my PIO shots, my first 2 cycles. She went with me to get my hysteroscopy. Yeah. Hey, Shakila. Hey there. It was the device, and I had 2 miscarriages, one at 6, the next at 8 weeks. Right, right. That made sense. And I think, honestly, I think if we would have thought about it, we would have tested me, because I had already had the one miscarriage in at the beginning of 2019 for my 2018 transfer. But I think everybody was so convinced that it was my eggs that we just kept pursuing it as if I mean, I shouldn't say pursuing it like there was no work done, because I did have the saline sono, I had the HSG, I had a hysteroscopy then, and they removed a polyp. So they did look at the cavity, but then that was it. You know what I mean? It was more of a cursory look. It wasn't as in depth. And I mean, would I have wanted to pay for immunology at that point? I don't know. It probably would have been cheaper than going through 4 transfers. You know what I mean? Immunology testing is going to cost about $6,000 total, and the transfers have cost about $11,000. So, but you don't know what you don't know, and I was like, just, I don't know. Again, I feel like, and I don't want to sound like a broken record, I just feel like when people push donor eggs, like they paint a bit of a rosy picture of like that's the missing clue, and I'm now living proof that it's not. And I've now met other ladies who are saying the same thing. The doctors weren't telling me that. I mean, they tell you your percentage, your chance. So they're not saying it's 100%, but it just sounded like my own eggs were like, girl, give that up. So anyway, let's see, what else have I missed? Sorry guys, I'm so behind here. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Living in Hope. Yes. Yeah, Genesis. So I think sometimes that is hard. And I also think, like, I remember, I'm not going to say her name, but our other TTC sister, who, when she was trying and her girls were telling her, it's okay, you have us, babies grow up and blah, blah, blah. So I feel like they were trying to comfort her, but I think there's also like, well, we were babies once, aren't we good enough? It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing. And I know, like, I had a trouble with my younger, not my youngest, not Erica, who I grew up with, my other sister Jamie, not trouble with her directly as a human being, but just the idea of her, because I saw my dad being like so loving with her, and he had never been so loving with me. So I think like with the parental thing, I think it's more about conversations. Yeah, it's complicated. It's complicated, and it depends on like what we've been through and other, I'm also a Taurus. I'm possessive, so that it could be a astrological thing. Like I want all of it. I had that procedure 3 times. Which procedure 3 times? The hysteroscopy, the scraping, the recontouring of the uterus walls. Um, yeah, it's a hotmess.com. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate you. Uh-oh, I missed something. LLP Cheyenne's agreeing with Mrs. Living in Hope. Oh, Cheyenne, thank you. She's a good kid. She's a good kid. Um, like it's the golden ticket, right, Christina? Exactly. That's what I felt like. Now, wait a minute. But you know what? I wrestle with this because I'm like, if I would have kept going, I was only getting one egg each retrieval. So that would have been even more money to do it. But I feel like my put some respect on my eggs. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they were just like, oh my God, girl, move on for those eggs. Go, go, go to donor eggs. That's you'll be pregnant. You would have been pregnant by now. It's basically they didn't say that, but it was implied. You know what I mean? But I think emotionally you have to get I had to get there. Emotionally. I had to grieve. And I didn't have an experience where if I set my mind to do something, I couldn't do it. And so I just believe like if I set my mind to using my own eggs, I would be able to do it. And that was hard. I mean, that wasn't even like a grieving process. That's like a whole disruption of my belief in my own abilities. Like, where you just have to question, like, well, who am I if that doesn't hold true? Am I who I think I am? Um, the balloon catheters used to keep the adhesions from going back. Asherman syndrome is scar tissue of the uterus and complicates. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Oh no, then I have not had that sort of balloon cat where they left it in there the whole time. No. Um, okay. I need to know more about that, Janaya. I need to know more about that. What, like, how do you have a period with the balloon catheter in, and how long is it staying in there? I'm gonna have to look this up. I definitely have not had that balloon catheter. Um, But this is also the first time I had scar tissue because I did have a hysteroscopy in 2018 and there was a polyp, but there was no scar tissue. So, um, I don't know. Maybe the scar tissue came from the biopsy. I don't know. I'm just asking, was supportive during the journey, but now she opted to move out because she doesn't want a reminder. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, Cheyenne's moving out in March anyway, but Cheyenne is a lot older, right? So, she's here because we're particularly close. I mean, she's not here right now; she's at Francis's, but we're close because my mom is always joking like, "Oh, she doesn't want to move out. You did something wrong." But I don't know. I don't know. I think there'll be such a distance between them that she'll take like a maternal role on with, because she actually is going to be older than I was when I had her. She's like, that's how far apart her siblings are going to be. And I know I'm only 13 years older than Erica, and I definitely feel I'm very protective of her. Like in the last couple years, I see us as peers, but before I always felt like I had to take care of her. Like, yeah. I don't know how to explain that. Um, I could, Mika. I could if I went through an egg retrieval and assuming that we it was a successful egg retrieval, but it might again only be one at a time. But I have 6 embryos, so I might as well sort out whatever is going on. Yeah, and we need to figure out if I am able to carry. I think that's where we are now. And if anyone's going to ask, I'm not interested in surrogacy. It's a step too far for me, which I said in the video earlier if you saw it. I just, yeah. Um, oh, nice, Cheyenne. I've seen too, there are some places where they will come to your house for the intralipids. But I think for me, because I have a slight soy allergen, I might have to do the other one, the LVG, because the intralipids have it's soy, right? I mean, I'm sure they'll figure it out, whatever I need, but that's nice that they have it there. I know there are places, as long as you have a script in New York, in Manhattan at least, that they'll bring it to your house. But they'll do that with them. Oh my God, I was going to say recreational IVs. I guess they are recreational. Like, when I go get an IV drip, they'll come to your house too, but I just feel like I want to go there. Like, I know everything is like prepared. Not that my house is dirty, but my house is not like a place for medical procedures. You know what I mean? Like, I hope there's an extra high pro Clorox or something, wherever that is. So not like puppies and food. Anyway, why do they push donor eggs if we can naturally miscarry our own eggs? What makes them? Wait, say that again. You should only be charged once pregnant. I don't know what you mean. You should only be charged. You mean you only pay for the procedure once pregnant? Oh my God, they wouldn't do that. Yeah. Every woman has her reasons as to why they want children and it should be a self-decision to continue. Exactly, Neo Soul Rider. Exactly. Hey, how are you? I didn't even realize you were in here. Or you've been quiet. Maybe you were at the top. I know you were on the premiere. I'm blending it all together. It's Friday. Blame it on my head, not my heart. It's such a personal journey, and it changes over time, like as we change over time. Because I will tell you, at 35, I had no interest in any more children. Do you know what I mean? I think like maybe by 39, it started to dawn on me like, oh, I'm probably making a lifelong decision if I don't have children soon. But I wasn't partnered, and I wasn't like, oh my God, I wasn't in a place to be partnered or to be having new children. So it's all in God's timing at the end of the day. We can look back and say coulda, woulda, shoulda, but it's all in God's timing. I get to apply, Alexandra, for YouTube University. I get to apply. I've watched a couple of you tubers who have, thank you, Arlette, who have gone. So I have to apply now. I actually have to look that up. When they were fertilized, it was like, to get too happy, I got 6 embryos, good grade, and PGT, yes, normal. Oh, that's awesome. I missed the first part of that, TK, but that's good. They talked down on it. Oh, on eggs, period. Oh my God, yeah, yeah. All right, good night, Elaine. Thank you for joining us. Yes, I'm praying for you too, Elaine. I'm praying for you too. Yeah, I think, you know what, TK, I think part of it is, I've said it a million times, all the clinics have their sweet spot. So they probably send you right there because their IUI numbers may be low. The profit margin, I mean, let's be honest, it is a business, may be better on the IVF. And they're like, that helps out their rating too, right? Like if they, because it's only counted by, well, it's actually counted twice, by number of patients and then by number of treatments per patient. But either way, it looks better if you walk out of their clinic pregnant, you know what I mean, than not. And so they might be recommending it. It's a hustle. Everybody's got a hustle. I'm glad that you got 6 good grade PGT normal embryos euploid. That's awesome. Let's see. I don't know. Neil, so I don't know if it's more about shape or not. It might be about uterine environment. So that was the same thing the second opinion doctor had said. And then also the reproductive immunologist. It may be about uterine environment. So if it is, hopefully we can adjust it, like what we're doing with this doxy and increase in this corticosteroid. Hopefully we can adjust it to accommodate. There may be something causing my body to reject the baby early on. And so if we can overcome that, which is why the reproductive immunologist likes you to stay there as a patient for the first 3 months. If we can overcome that in the first trimester and then the placenta takes over, which actually it starts to take over about 9 weeks, but they like to keep an eye on it. So if the placenta can take over at that point, I have a better chance of maintaining the pregnancy. So it's just that sweet spot. And given everything that we know now, it's likely me physically, because it's highly unlikely that of the 4 embryos, they were all aneuploid. You know what I mean? Because the first one you could say, oh, it could be the embryo, you didn't test it, blah, blah, blah. Second one, it could be. But the fourth one, it would be weird. Not impossible, but weird. And I talked about it in the video earlier with Dr. McConnell. In the mic, yes. I'm going to carry my baby in the mighty name of Jesus. Oh, thank you. I was worried because the light is here and I was worried it was going to be in my eyes. But, like, I'm in a theater. But, thank you. Oh, yes. Please thumbs up the live. hit the like button. I'm gonna switch the banner back to our 10K. It's so crazy that we made 10K, guys. It's so crazy. I'm so grateful. I feel like, what was his name? Oh my god, I can't. The Brooklyn guy. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper. Biggie. Oh my god, Biggie. It's too much CBD, sis. Oh my god. It was all a dream. You guys made it come true. Thank you. I had 2 retrievals for the 6. Okay. Okay. And that was after testing. So I'm assuming you had more. Or maybe they all tested as you played. In Jesus' name, amen. Yes, that's another thing, Mrs. Living in Hope, that a lot of us don't really talk about, because there is a point of, you don't know though. I mean, because it's sometimes you have it but you don't have it, meaning like you're gonna move money around or not pay for something or not buy something. You know what I mean? Like hold on to your car a little bit. So some of it can be moved around, but I feel like in 2019 maybe I should have pushed harder. Do you know what I mean? But I was worried about overspending. And now at this point, I can't give these people enough money to get my baby. Like, so it's a consideration. And it annoys me when people are like, because I see people doing GoFundMes and other stuff, but obviously for IVF, it gets tricky because you may not want people to know. One, because there's a stigma, and then 2, because people are going to be asking you, so when are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? Are you pregnant? I just feel like it should be more accessible. And I hope in the next like 5 to 10 years, which doesn't do anybody here any good, but that there will be some legislation around coverage nationwide. Because, I mean, speaking as a capitalist, purely from a capitalist perspective, not even as a mom, please don't hate me what I'm about to say, but purely as a capitalist, right? When the birth rate goes down, which it has, it's been declining over the last 3 years, who's going to be employed? Because now you're bringing in less workers, ultimately. You're bringing in less, you're reducing the productivity of the country. Again, purely as a capitalist. Don't hate me. I'm just saying. So then the older people are not going to have anybody paying into Social Security for them to rely on, right? So it's going to dawn on someone just from a purely financial perspective that it makes sense to have people, help people have babies. Never mind the biological desire to have that innate urge to have children and all that other stuff, because that's kind of like warm fuzzy. But like to get corporate America to vote on that, tie it to the money, the long-term money, and they should fund it because it benefits us as a nation. It benefits the government, because who pays the government? Taxpayers. If there are less taxpayers, there's less tax being paid. So that's my opinion on it. But I think that's another thing that people don't talk about, especially if you don't get to grieve openly. Like, so if you stopped your journey and your family doesn't even know you were on the journey, and the reason you stopped it was like financial, it's like a noose, you know what I mean? Because it's like you're gagging on it, you're choking on it, because it's like all this stuff pinned up. Who can you tell? You tell your partner and they're like, are you trying to make me feel bad? Or I'm in the same situation. You know what I mean? It just is like, that part is messy. I just don't think money should be a barrier to it. And they do in-house financing when okay, Shakila got the drop on somebody. Who does in-house financing? Oh, CNY. There are some clinics that are more affordable. I'm working with CNY. Okay, there you go. She is not in the U.S. though. She's in Trinidad and oh my God, Mrs. Living in Hope. Have you seen all the footage on Nicki Minaj's tweet about her cousin's friend's balls and the COVID vaccine? It was on all the late night shows last night. I was like, why? And the Minister of Health from Trinidad was on Trevor Noah. Anyway, yeah. An older child may have ambivalent feelings about the new child. That's very true. I think anytime there's an introduction, even anytime there's a new child, I think there has to be considerations taken. When my little brother came home, I was 6 years old, or I was about to be 6. And And I was like, well, when is he going back? You know what I mean? Nobody had really had an introductory conversation with me about what to expect or whatever. And I had cousins, but they went home. So I was like, well, when is he going back? And I wasn't a dumb kid. I was just really like annoyed that he was still there. So I think a conversation is always good. And I've had a lot of conversations about having the child, having a second child, but also donor conceived. I had it with my mom. I had it with Cheyenne because I wanted to know how she felt about that, right? Because basically that person is taking a place in the home, but is not genetically related to you. Is that just how do you feel about it? You know? And I think we have a good enough relationship that she will tell me without worrying about hurting my feelings. You know what I mean? Like she'll tell me honestly how she feels. And I also am obviously an adult and will make my own decisions, but I'm soliciting the feedback because I want to incorporate it into my thought process. Oh my God, I'm behind. I can't keep up with this. I wish I could have a moderator inside of this. Does it let you guys show? Oh shit, sorry. There we go. Your insurance covers meds only. You're in Seattle. I was shocked. Especially in Seattle, I'm surprised. Oh my God, it's BS that most insurances don't cover. Right. But I think what we have to do is talk to our legislators. And it may just have to be per state. I know they may not be ready for federal. But aren't they doing like a federal family leave now? Or maternity, paternity, something. But I think we have to lobby our legislators and let them know that this is important. And then that also, like, corporations would go for it because then they don't have to pay for it individually necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, if there was a program, they could offer heightened benefits if they wanted to, but if they didn't, they weren't on the hook for it. When is he going back? Oh, yeah, my brother. Oh, my God, I was serious. I have 5 kids. All kids feel different about siblings. Have to get used to them. Exactly. It's a whole other new person in your house. I already had my spot. I had a rhythm. I had a system. When is he going back? Yes. Yes, TK. Sorry about your miscarriage. Hopefully, we'll all be knocked up at the same time. That's what I'm claiming. Um, yeah, I mean, sometimes there's religious people who do a lot of shaming, honestly, Neo Soul, like super religious people. So I always like kind of get nervous when I don't know. I'm religious, but I'm not. I feel like God is not judging me. So sometimes they say that about single people or about same-sex people, and I just don't think that that necessarily reflects Christianity. Um, but yeah, everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. And I know I was sensitive this week about something, but it's like you have to try to block it out. I just lost my mind this week, but you have to try to block it out. I mean, hell, they talked about Jesus Christ and he rose again. So who ain't they gonna talk about? My baby is 19. She's excited to have a baby brother or sister in the house. Every month she be like, oh my God, that's cute. Okay. That's good. And 19 is a good age. Because they won't be in competition. 90 people. Oh, thank you, Cheyenne. Yes, I can't even tell there's 90 people in here. But okay, I trust you. I must have a different interface. Waiting on, oh, exactly. Please tell it on the mountain. Please tell it on the mountain. And they have those little memes about broke ass, something ass, and then they come through Boaz. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like we should all live their life. But some people will come in the comments and say stuff like that, like God's not gonna bless your womb because you're having a child out of sin, or like it's wicked. I have it on a filter, so those usually don't come through. Like I can see them and go through and delete them. Like there's certain words you can put in YouTube to like block those comments. But for what? Why are you here? Do you think you're swaying me? You think you, random person on the internet with no icon, no descriptors, troll, are gonna sway me? They couldn't think that. They hurt people. They can keep on waiting on him, but I'm gonna do what's. I know that's right. Please tell it on the mountain. I know that's right. Yeah, wait on. But I'm going to do what I'm going to do. But it's hurtful because I think like I feel targeted because I am publicly a single mom by choice, publicly doing IVF, publicly old. And then they'll come in there and be like, this is never going to happen because God is punishing you, or because you're sinning against God, or you're sinning against the word, or people will go on and on and on, and how the child will be nothing if they grew up without a father, which is offensive to me because I grew up without a father. So I'm not nothing. You know what I mean? Like, so people sometimes project their own thoughts and ideologies. And I've obviously noticed it, like the rest of us, more since Trump was in office, where it's more black and white thinking and we don't really want to talk about it and have gray areas. Because I can be swayed. Like, I never have a position so strong that I'm like, oh, hell no, nothing you could say to me will sway me. Like, if it starts making sense, I can be swayed. You know what I mean? So let's talk about it. And even if I'm not swayed, I want to understand where you're coming from so that I can fully respect your position. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be dismissive and be like, oh, that's not the way I think, so I don't have time for that. Like, no, sis, tell me how you came to this. Like, let's talk about it. And I'm going to tell you where this came from. And I might question it like, oh, I hadn't thought about that. Or vice versa. Anyway. You pushed your transfer due to conflicts with work schedule. Oh, no. Okay. Wait a minute. Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Thank you for your kick rocks pound sand. Exactly. Thank you. Is it Dana? Donna. Sorry. Oh my God. My eyes are squinting. Thank you. Good night. Have a great weekend. You and your brother are 12 years apart. Oh wait. Hold on. Hey, chocolate coated. Exactly. That's a good point. It's a lot of people in there with their Boaz holding hands in the IVF clinic. 12 years apart and BFFs, my mom. And a biracial transatlantic immigrant list. Okay, I like this. Oh my God. Yes. I wish a motherfucker would too. Yes. Oh my God. I love this. I love that, Shar. That's cool. Hey, Prissy Cat, how are you? Excuse me for the entire economy. And two's not one. And also, you know what, Alexander? Not only them not wanting to commit, what if we don't want to commit? You know what I mean? Like, what if it's just some Rudy Pooty ass boy and you like, oh, I gotta settle for this? Like, why? I don't understand that. Just so because our biological clock is ticking, it's rigged. The system is rigged. Because they can be out there doing whatever for as long as, but you know what? It's okay. This is why there's IVF and science and all that jazz. Yes, project their own lack, fears and experiences. Exactly, Tiffany. It does not mean single motherhood will be hard for me. And even if it is, I'm strong enough to push through it. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean like I would be stronger if a man was there to emotionally support, or a partner, a woman was there, like as a single person. Thank you, Shaquila. Thank you. I wouldn't have made it without y'all, so I appreciate you. How do they think the babies are getting created? Exactly, Neo. So, oh my God, I'm gonna go off on a tangent. I feel like we're not respected enough. And I was doing research on one thing today and went down a rabbit hole, and it was like, over the course of our lifetime, women are going to make less than men, not just because it's the gender thing, but then women who are moms make even less. Once they're actually moms, it's less to start out with, they're saying, because potentially it's seen as not wanting to invest too much in you because you're probably going to go have kids. But I think the equalizer is now that men are asking for paternity leave, right? It used to be like, oh, she's going to be gone for 6 months or whatever. But now that men are asking for paternity leave, it kind of levels the playing field. Because if you're holding her back because she's gone, are you going to hold him back because she's gone? And now they're realizing that that actually impacts your children from birth by, if there is a two-partner home, by seeing both partners parent actively versus one going off and being this mystery person, more powerful in the child's mind because they're not providing that care. And not the ninja. Oh my God. Yes, ma'am. On your own, NB. I don't know. I agree it's not a sin, but apparently there are people in the church who feel like it's a sin. To out of wedlock is what they tell me. I've got to go embroider, put some respect on my eggs on a pillow. Yes. Good night, Alexandra. I need that pillow too. Oh my God. Thank you, Mrs. Living in Hope. Everybody, if you would hit the like button, we would greatly appreciate it. I'm going to switch the banner. I'm in the zone. I feel like I have a radio show right now. I'm like pressing buttons. Women out here share. That is what my mama calls a pizza man. To cast aspersions on atypical families. Ma'am, your husband is a community. Focus on that. Yes. Ma'am. Find you some business. Oh my God, I can't. Once I left my warehouse job, I got pregnant. 2 months later, I was working 12-hour shifts and capped out. Oh, that sucks. That totally sucks. Yeah. Also, I will say there are studies. Women, when we go for a job, we're not looked at for our potential. We're looked at for what we've actually already done. And men are looked at for their potential. So it's important for us when we're interviewing to also talk about our potential. And it like helps kind of shift that bias. Like not just what we've done. Like we don't, our record speaks for itself. You know what I mean? Higher than now, Christians they always have something to say. It's always, and they're just messy. Like I grew up, my mom was Catholic and my dad's family, like I went over there for the summers, they were Baptist and like get dressed up fancy and, they were always talking about each other. Like not in a good way. Like whispering about each other. I just thought that was so weird. Like to be people of God. I was going to say women, but the men gossip too. Just messy. Like if that's your friend, that's your friend. You know what I mean? Like it was just, I don't know. And I'm not saying the Catholic Church is any better. Listen, everybody, their scandals are public. So, that is a good point. That is a very good point. Oh my goodness. All right, it's 10:26. I'm trying to see. I don't know what time I started this, but why, Shaquila, is it 6 euploid in one retrieval is amazing. Oh no, I think she said it was across two. I'm behind. Oh yeah, those are from 10:07. I can't thumbs these up. Oh, I guess you don't do that in the regular chat. There has to be like resources on the finances. I'm reading this again. I'm gonna do some research. I feel like there's got to be something already there, but I think we also have to like work through the legislative, like write your senators, write your representatives, the folks in the House, at the federal and the state level, right? Like your state House of Representatives, whoever represents you in your district. All right, I'm all behind. I'm gonna go back to the banner. I think that's it, ladies. I'm just gonna chatter and yammer if I don't stop. But I've enjoyed talking with you all. It was good to connect. For those of you guys who came to the thank you, Brown Sugar. For those of you guys who came to the premiere and chatted with me there, I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. When is he going? Oh my God, yes. I appreciate your time, and I hope that you have an amazing evening and amazing weekend. If anybody needs anything, DM me on Instagram or hit me up on my email, Tanika, Tanika, at simplytanika.com. I think my name should be on the screen. Oh, yeah, down there. Um, oh, yeah, please click the bell, the notification bell, so you'll know when I go live next. Thank you, Christina. Have a good night. You guys don't wait for me. I feel like I'm the hostess and I'm like helping you to the door, getting your coats. Do you want another drink of water before you go? So I'm going to say goodbye to you all. Receiving all of us a rainbow, baby. Yes. Great connecting with you too, Tiffany. Have a good night. Oh, thank you. And welcome to the fam. Thank you for joining. Baby does to us all. All right. Night, Shar. Night, Emma. Good night, Chocolate Coated. Good night, Mrs. Living in Hope. Yes, let's get those babies, ladies. Good night, LLP Cheyenne. TK. Good night. Oh, sorry, Latanya. Next time, do you have your notification bell on? If you turn on your notification bell, you'll know next time I go live. Good night, Davina. Good night, Miss Danny. See you later. Good night, Sandra. Kisses to you and the twins. You guys are definitely in my prayers. November 2. Yes. Oh, November to remember. Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Vicky. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with me. Oh. Okay. Yeah, the next one. I'm just telling everybody good night as they leave. I told them I feel like I'm their hostess, handing them their coat and their keys on their way out. We'll catch you on the next one. All right, ladies. I think everybody has left. I will talk to you later. Bye. Baby, that's to us all.